Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Google Contacts to OneSuite so that all those contacts you have in Google Contacts, everybody you've added in Gmail, everybody that's on your phone can automatically get added to your CRM OneSuite. And also anybody you add into OneSuite can also get added to your phone so that that caller ID is always updated. You always know who's calling. Super easy to set this up. Let me show you how. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to apination.com. You're going to click on Start Syncing. You're going to see a ton of different apps here, marketing apps, productivity apps, real estate apps. I'm going to scroll down until I get to OneSuite. These are in alphabetical order, so I'm going to go LMNO OneSuite CRM. So I'm going to click on that. Once I click on that, I'm going to see all the apps I can automate with OneSuite. So you can see I can automate stuff like Constant Contact, Facebook lead ads, Dub. I can send stuff to Google Sheets and create a spreadsheet of all my stuff. I'm going to do Google Contacts here. I'm going to get my contacts in order. So I click on that and it's going to show me I have 2 syncs between these 2 apps available to activate. I can send contacts from my Google Contacts to OneSuite, and I can send things from my OneSuite CRM to Google Contacts, send them to my phone, keep them updated. I'm going to show you how to set up both. They're pretty similar. Let's start with OneSuite to Google Contacts. I'm going to hit activate. It's going to say, all right, let's do it. Let's sign into your API Nation account. If you don't have an API Nation account yet, no problem. Click this link right here. You're going to create one. API Nation accounts are totally free, and then you just pay for subscriptions based on how many connections you have. So you can sign in, you can create an account, you can even sign in or create one with your Google account, which is what I'm going to do. I'll hit this button, choose my Google account. There we go, we're signed in. Once you're signed into your API Nation account, the next thing you'll do is connect the apps. So we're gonna hit this big button to connect to OneSuite CRM. It's gonna ask you for a few things. First thing, the label. What that is, that's just a name for the connection. This is really just a big deal if you are managing multiple OneSuite accounts. That way you can tell the difference between them on API Nation. So I'm just gonna name this after me, that's just fine. You need my username from OneSuite. So I'm gonna grab that, the password, and the email address. I'm gonna just pop those in and hit connect. All right, so we've made the connection. Now we're gonna connect Google Contacts. Similar thing, just hit this big button to connect. Choose your Google Contact or Google account. I'm gonna go with this one. That's the one I wanna sync to. It's gonna ask me for your password. And allow. Once you've done that, you see there's a few options here. You can sync all contacts on first run. Basically what that means is going to take all existing contacts from OneSuite and push them into your phone. If you uncheck this box so it's empty, then it's just going to start paying attention from now on. So this is a good option if you have a lot of people in OneSuite. You don't necessarily want everybody added to your phone, but you just want them added as you update them in OneSuite. Most people want this box checked because they're trying to get everybody from their CRM added to their phone, trying to get both these apps synced up and working together as one. As they get added to Google Contacts, you can choose what they get labeled as. You can choose an existing label, or you can create a new one. So maybe you want to call this one OneSuite. Let's do that. And then finally, do not overwrite information in the Google Contacts field. Basically, this means if there's somebody in OneSuite, we're pushing them into Google Contacts. We find that same contact in Google Contacts. Should we completely overwrite it? Or should we just fill in any blank spots? Up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it not to overwrite. Let's just fill in the blanks. Hit subscribe. That's gonna create your sync. So here's the sync. We've created it. It's not yet active yet, you can see. I'm gonna do a few more things here. One thing, we have this filter, which is a great tool if you want to be more granular about who you're sending over from the CRM to your phone. You just hit this drop down. It's going to show you all the fields you're syncing over from OneSuite. And if you want to filter on one, let's say you only want to send over people from state California, you could do that, or by zip code, country. A lot of great options here. Maybe you only want people who have an email address that is not empty. Again, most people will just leave this filter off for something like this because they're just trying to get everybody from their CRM into their phone. I'm going to come down here. You can see we do most of the mapping for you. Mobile phone is going to mobile phone, email is going to email, given name to first name, surname to last name. If there's anything else you want to add, you can just hit this plus sign, find the field you need, and drop it in there. Street address, perfect. This looks pretty good to me though. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the top and activate this sync. All right, the sync is now up and running. Now OneSuite is pushing all the contacts into Google Contacts, but we wanna set up a two-way sync. That way, if I add somebody to Google Contacts, if I save somebody to Gmail, it's gonna push them into OneSuite for follow-up later. So let's click on this OneSuite logo again. We're gonna go back to, that's gonna take us back to all the syncs we can set up with the OneSuite. And I'm gonna scroll down to Google Contacts again. And it's gonna show me the syncs I can set up again. And this time, instead of choosing OneSuite to Google Contacts, we're gonna choose the opposite direction. So we're gonna activate that sync. We've already connected both those apps. So all we have to do is choose the connections. So we're just gonna select that one. I'm gonna select this one. Again, it's gonna put me on that final page. It's gonna look really similar to last time. Who from Google Contacts do we want to send over? Do we want to sync all contacts on first run? Again, totally up to you. If you have a lot of people in your phone and you don't necessarily want all of them in OneSuite, you can leave this box unchecked. Another nice thing is if you just want to put people in a label in Google Contacts, you could do that. So that gives you a little bit more control over who you're sending into OneSuite. So only people you have labeled as buyers or sellers, you could absolutely do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it and hit subscribe. And those labels are just custom tags that you've created in Google Contacts. So your labels might be very different and you might have a ton more or way less. But they're easy to make in Google Contacts if you want to organize your contacts. So we've created the sync. This is what I have. This all looks good. Again, you can filter, double check the mapping. And this all looks great. I'm going to go to the top and activate this sync. So there we go. If I click on my syncs, I now have two syncs running, Google Contacts to OneSuite, OneSuite to Google Contacts. It's a two-way sync, making sure my contacts are always updated. And that's it. That's how you sync OneSuite to Google Contacts. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Managing contacts is going to be way easier. You don't have to import, export, download, upload. No buttons to push. This is an active sync. So anytime a contact is added to either of these apps, it'll show up in the other app also. It's going to save you a ton of time so you can focus on creating more deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation, and we're connecting the world's applications.